The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Welcome back to the second part of my pregnancy podcast. This is going to be a lot more light, okay? I'm sorry, like that other one probably felt really in depth, like a lot of the TTC journey, a lot of like, one thing about me, I'm going to be long-winded, okay? I just am. It's who I am, and my kid's probably going to hate me for it. It's going to be like, Mom, get to the fucking point. And I'm not going to lie, like absolutely no shade to Sharon K. She's like literally the love of my actual fucking life. She's my soulmate. I love her mom to death. When she tells stories, I'm like, you got to get to the point, sister. So I get it honest. Anyways, I'm really sorry. This is going to be a lot more light, a lot more bubbly, a lot funnier, I'm sure. So let's dive in. First things first, am I going to have a home birth? No, I'm not. And that is absolutely no shade. I've never seen something more beautiful in my entire literal life than watching Taylor give birth at home. Who's to say, second baby, third baby, maybe I'll be like, wow. But Taylor has never expected me to have a home birth. Like people would ask me that before I was even with James. Like, are you gonna have a home birth? Or I guess I was with James after she had one. But like people would ask me that like early on, like, are you gonna do that too one day? And I was like, I was never like, God, no. I was just like, that's probably not my journey. I don't think, just because I do feel like I've just never experienced birth. And Taylor, let's keep in mind, guys, Taylor had 2 hospital births before she had a home birth. So she is like extremely understanding of anyone that wants to give birth in a hospital. And she's like, yeah, she's like, she even said to me, she's like, feeling what it feels like to give birth before you decide to do it at home on your, like not on your own. Of course, she had like so many people surrounding her and supporting her, but like, she's like, I get it. I understand that. And I was just like, yeah, I just want to experience it first. Maybe I'll never have a home birth. Maybe I'll be like, home birth is for me. I will say, watching her have a home birth, if anyone was going to be a prime example of like, that makes you want to do a home birth, it was her. That bitch was so calm, so relaxed. She prepared so well for that home birth. Like, I think she was preparing like by the time she was 1 month pregnant. So like, I've already missed the boat. You gotta prepare for that shit, and I'm not prepared. So yeah, it was like the most beautiful, like calm, strong strength, like everything and more experience watching her. She wasn't like Hollywood, like like nothing like that. So yeah, if anyone was going to convince me to do it, it'd be her, but I'm just not there yet. So no, I will not be having home birth. I will be giving birth in a hospital, I hope. If I have birth at home, give birth at home, it won't be on purpose, okay? Now, a very much asked question, a question that was asked a lot. Let me tell you, roll your eyes all you want at pregnancy brain, that shit is so motherfucking real. I am shocked that on stage during this tour, I haven't just been like, beep, boop, bop. I don't have anything in my brain. What did I just say? But I have pregnancy brain with like words and like sentences. I just like wrap them up, get them twisted and say like, what was that? Anyways. I had a lot of people ask me about the norovirus in South Africa, the parasite that I thought I had after South Africa when I was in London. Everyone be like, so wait, a lot of people being like, oh, so it wasn't the norovirus, you were pregnant. No. Everyone being like, oh, so it wasn't this parasite, you're just pregnant. No. First of all, I know some women might experience morning sickness very, very early on. The majority of women don't experience morning sickness until around 7 weeks. So I was pregnant in South Africa 3.5 weeks, 4.5 weeks, 5.5 weeks. I don't even think 5.5 weeks. I was very early pregnant when we were in South Africa and London. So morning sickness wasn't really a thing. Now I was confused. It got to a point, my norovirus was so bad. It got to a point where I was like, where does the norovirus end and where does morning sickness begin? Because this can't still be norovirus. Now I will say, if you Google norovirus duration, it says like, 2 to 4 days, 3 to 4 days, whatever, comma, unless you're pregnant. Literally, pregnancy extends the norovirus. Being a small child and being pregnant extends the norovirus. I guess because you just have a lower weakened immune system or something. I don't know. But it was extended. And let me tell you something. The norovirus, I don't need to get into any more poopy details with you guys. Like, you guys know I was like shitting water. This is the only dark part I'll go back to when I talked about in the previous episode. Trigger warning. I was very fixated on miscarrying and like not wanting to miscarry. And something that was so difficult was before you have diarrhea, your stomach cramps, right? Before you have to shit your pants, your stomach convulses and cramps. I spent 10 days, 10, 12, 14 days, I think 2 full weeks, maybe that was the beginning of my anxiety on miscarrying because I was just cramping. The number one, symptom of miscarrying, cramping and bleeding. I never bled, but I was just cramping every day being like, do I have to poop or is this the moment where I miscarry? It was horrible. And the worst part about it was James had the norovirus as well, of course. He could take medicine. I called my doctor. She's like, no, I'm so sorry. if you're pregnant, you can't take antidiarrheal. You can't take this medicine that helps like do this. You can't. And so like, I really just had to ride the norovirus wave, and it was awful. And now I don't need to go back into the parasite part. Like, I thought I had a parasite. The reason I was normally if I thought I had a parasite, I'd be like, well, let's see, maybe I'll get skinnier. Who knows? Like, because I knew I was pregnant, I was so worried that I had a parasite that I was like, because if you have a parasite when you're pregnant, the problem is you can't treat the parasite. The medicine that you need to take to get rid of your parasite is not safe for a baby. Okay. So, you basically just have to live with the parasite for 9 months as it feeds on you and your baby, I guess. And like, then eradicate it once you give birth. Like, the whole thing was very scary. It's why they say you shouldn't eat sushi during, pregnancy. Now, that's a pretty far-fetched thing, because sushi technically could have a parasite. I mean, I guess if you're eating like street sushi or gas station sushi or something, if you're eating sushi from a reputable place, it, 99.99999% does not have a parasite in it, because it's clean, hands washed sushi. Anyways, pregnant people are very like worried about getting parasites all the time. And I guess I get it. And I did not end up having a parasite, as you guys know. And the norovirus eventually went away. But that was brutal. And it was norovirus. It was not me like hiding pregnancy symptoms or me not knowing that it was pregnancy symptoms. I didn't get sick for like weeks and weeks later. Like, so now we'll talk about me getting sick. I honestly kind of thought like, oh my God, slay. And Taylor did too. I was like, what if I'm just like one of those bitches that doesn't get sick? And then you also, one more time, I just have to say, like, then you're like, why don't I feel anything? I have nothing to show for this pregnancy. I'm not even sick. And I did say to Taylor, God, I regret it. I was like, I almost wish I was a little bit like morning sick. So like, I knew for sure, like, this baby's growing and this baby's healthy, because you don't have your scan until 8 weeks. And she's like, do not wish that on yourself. And I'm like, yeah, but then I would like know for sure, like, I'm pregnant, things are moving along, hormones are happening. She's like, do not wish that on yourself. I called my mom, and they say, I mean, there's a lot of up and down about this. They say that morning sickness could be genetic. I called my mom and I was like, were you extremely sick with me, Emery, or Dylan? And she was like, not at all. So I was like, oh my God, slay. Now I will say, I do think I have that sliver of genetics in me, because I am really lucky. The only thing I have to compare to in my close vicinity is Taylor being pregnant. As we all know, she has HG, which is a horrible, horrible thing to have, because you're just sick, beyond sick, like hospitalized sick, up until you give birth. And the second you give birth, you don't have it. If you guys want to learn more about HG, you can Google it. Or Amy Schumer actually had it, and she did a whole documentary about it. It's horrible, horrible. So I will consider myself lucky, because now I was talking to Claudia about this, and I was like, I'm not sick yet. I'm not this, like, I'm just kind of tired, this and this. She goes, Shannon, it'll hit you out of nowhere. It will literally come out of nowhere. She was like, I was doing the dishes and boom, it hit me. I never got back out of bed for a month. Like, I was like, oh my God. She was so right. She was so spot on with that explanation. Like, I was just at the house. I can't remember what week it was. I don't know if I had to say maybe week 7 or something. Yeah, week 7 or 8. I was just at the house. I was just talking. I was just doing something, and something hit me where I was like, I don't feel so good. I'm just going to lay down. But I was tired. I was already tired, So like, that wasn't weird to me, that I kind of just wanted to lay and just do nothing and just like chill. And I'll talk more about being tired, because that's not something I experience. Okay, guys, I'm a fucking walking, living, breathing live wire. Okay, I am the Energizer motherfucking bunny, who me just not wanting to talk, not wanting to do, just wanting to lay. Like, no, bitch, like, I can't even talk on the phone with someone without pacing around the room. People will literally be like, sit down. And I'm like, I can't. I literally can't. So that was a very foreign feeling to me, to all of a sudden just be tired when you've done nothing. Tired when you've done nothing. And I know what you're gonna say, you're not doing nothing. You're creating life. Of course I am. I know that. Yes, for sure. But like, physically I had done nothing, like, around with my body. So like, and I'd gotten 8 hours of sleep before, and then you're just like so tired. So anyways, I just remember the night I was like, I don't feel so good. I'll lay down. I'm kind of tired. And then it's just like, Jim's like, what do you want to do for dinner? And it's like, he said the word dinner, and I was like, dinner? Like, I didn't throw up. And I've still been really lucky. I've only thrown up, I can count on one hand how many times I've thrown up. And I also like know why it was. Like, I tried to eat when I knew I was nauseous and I shouldn't try to eat, but I was like, man, I need to get food on my stomach. That's been like the hardest part, like trying to force myself to eat. It's been really, really difficult. And yeah, it came out of nowhere, and then it never went away. Like, I mean, it's going away. I can tell, like, I'm going to manifest this. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I do think I'm going to be one of those bitches that feels better and has more energy and isn't nauseous in her second trimester. I'm holding on hope for that. Also because, like, the second leg of this tour, like, we leave after Indy and we have a 10-day break, and then like we go back on tour and I'll be pretty pregnant. Please let me feel better. But I think I will. I actually really think I will. So I'm excited and looking forward to that. But right now, it is an everyday struggle. Now, who doesn't love the good things in life? One thing about me, I love the nice things. Now, even though I enjoy a little luxury, it doesn't mean that I can always afford it. You guys know this is a finance podcast, okay? So I discovered Quince. Quince is now my new go-to for luxury essentials at affordable prices because Quince is going to offer a range of high-quality items at prices that are within reach, baby. Like, you can still wear luxury while also not breaking the bank. So they've got amazing things like 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters. That's right, from $50. Do you hear that? $50. Washable silk tops and dresses, you guys. It's the mecca of luxury. It's just amazing. And they're going to have organic cotton sweaters and 14 karat gold jewelry. But the best part about it is all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% off, less than similar brands. And they're able to do this by partnering directly with top factories. So Quince is going to cut out the cost of the middleman and pass the savings on to you. And really, Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. I love that. Like, I love to know that they're using safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. Like, not every company does that. I love, love, love my Mongolian cashmere sweaters. I have like the boat neck version in this gorgeous blue color. So give yourself the luxury you deserve with Quince. Go to quince.com/probably for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/probably to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/probably. Morning sickness can literally, the name can kick fucking rocks. Like, you are sick, you don't feel good in the morning. My biggest problem was at night. My biggest nausea happened at 3:34. Once 4 o'clock hit, no, don't talk. Show's over. Like, I'm nauseous. I can't eat. So then I started, you have to really map things out. And I told Courtney this on the drive today. I've always had a really healthy relationship with food. I've been really blessed in that situation that I don't think of it. The thought of food doesn't consume me, other than the fact that I love food. I love eating food. I love yummy food. Like, I don't constantly think about eating or dieting or any of that kind of stuff. I eat healthy, and being with James is great because we eat whole foods and we eat nutritious, but I don't restrict myself, never have, probably never will. I told her it's very hard for me my life now revolves around food. It revolves around what can I eat today? What I know I have to eat to make myself healthy and for the baby to be healthy, but I can't fucking eat and nothing sounds good. Nothing sounds good. I don't want to eat anything. So then I figured out, I've mapped out this thing that works for me. I'm sure everyone's different, but for me, I have to wake up and immediately have some sort of protein, but I'm not eating fucking chicken in the morning. By the way, chicken, bleh, and it's not Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. That's like actually like getting me through my pregnancy. Like, I need to buy a Chick-fil-A, like a franchise. If anyone's selling, I want to buy a franchise. It's the only thing that's getting me through. And I am not a Chick-fil-A hater. I love Chick-fil-A, but that's just like not something I ate on the daily. Like, I just didn't eat fast food like that. Like, fast food is saving my life. So anyways, I have to wake up. I have to immediately eat protein, which is usually like Greek yogurt and fruit. Fruit is life. Everyone says that's a total symptom of having a girl. Like, berries are life. I text one of my other girlfriends that is having a girl around the same time as me, and I just text her every day, berries are life. Berries are literally life. I literally love berries. And she's like, berries are life. It's an expensive habit to have, by the way. So yeah, anyways, I have to eat protein right away. And then I try to literally stuff myself with and by stuff myself, I mean like a number one from Chick-fil-A, but I have to eat the whole thing. If I eat the whole thing, a large fry and a chicken sandwich with cheese and a sweet tea, if I can eat that before 3 o'clock, I'm okay. I'm okay because I cannot eat dinner. Like, dinner is brutal for me. I'll just pick at something James is having, but I'm telling you guys, I haven't eaten dinner in literally so long. Like, I literally can't do it. Like, by that evening point, my body is like, nope. So I try so hard to make sure I have enough protein throughout the day before that. But it doesn't really matter because I'm going to sleep at 8 p.m. So it's fine. But these shows have been hard because I get on stage at 8 o'clock, and that's when I'm winding down to go to sleep, and my body's like, that's fine. You can go to sleep at 8 because you had a lot of protein at 3 or 4. It's hard when I get on stage and my body's kind of fading. It's like, we don't really have enough energy for this and protein for this. So yeah, that's been something I've really, really struggled with. And something I'm just annoyed about, my life and thoughts and everything. It's like, have I eaten? Can I eat? Does this sound good? I'll eat something. I'll order something and then be like, that sounds terrible. I don't even want that. Random stuff I've craved a lot. I don't even know if this is a craving because I just like curry in general. I really like curry because it's soothing and warm. Actually, fuck yeah, that sounds so fucking good. Courtney, can we please? I don't think she likes curry. I'm getting curry tonight. That sounds so nice. I'm going to Postmate that to the hotel. Okay, I have to share a funny thing that my doctor said to me. So I think at my 8-week scan, I was just on the cusp of I'm starting to get nauseous. And she asked me how are you feeling? You're nauseous? I was like, yeah, it's here. I'm starting to get nauseous. And she was like, okay. She said this to me. I literally thought to myself, I have to add this to my stand-up bit. It's not even that funny. It got left on the editing room floor. It's not funny enough to be in my set. But tell me this is not funny. She's like, don't underestimate. She looked at me because she was like, okay, nausea. She's like, well, let's hold off on any meds until you think you might really need them, like Zofran, etc. And I will say, and I will get to this. I was trying to not do Zofran because I wasn't physically throwing up. I'd only thrown up like 3 times at this point. I was trying to not take Zofran because everyone talks about how constipated Zofran makes you. And I was fighting for my life. I cannot wait to get to that part of the story. Like you guys are going to laugh. Like there's no other way to tell it than funny. Like, oh my God. Okay. So anyways, I was like, I'm trying to wait on Zofran. So my doctor's like, yeah, let's wait until you think you really need it, et cetera, until you go on tour, whatever. She says to me, don't underestimate what 10 almonds can do. I thought to myself, I didn't say this because I respect this woman. She's a lovely doctor. I thought to myself, bitch, I have never overestimated what 10 almonds can do. The thoughts never crossed my mind. I've never been underestimating that nut. Okay, 10 almonds. Yeah. One day I was finding it very hard to eat. James was like, remember little snacks throughout the day, try to eat 10 almonds. I'm like, by the way, nothing sounds fucking nastier than 10 dry ass raw almonds. Like literally kill me. Like my mouth is I'm getting cotton mouth just thinking of that. So what I do, I get like a bucket of berries and I'm like 3 berries for each almond. And I count out like 10 or 12 almonds. I eat them. Changed my life. She was so right. Don't underestimate what 10 fucking almonds can do. Like, wow. It was like, it like got me over this little, like, I wasn't nauseous, like, ugh. By the way, I gag just all the time. Like, that's all I do, just gag. Honestly, gagging helps because it like reminds me, like, you didn't throw up, you don't need to throw up, you're good. But yeah, she was so correct. Like, almonds, they're going to stand on business. Like, I concur. Applesauce is life, berries are life, almonds are great for little snacks during the day, but most of the time I just try to really eat McDonald's or Chick-fil-A for lunch. Like if you were to put a chicken breast in front of me, like I am such a chicken breast bitch. Like I love a chicken breast. I love like broccoli, like mashed potatoes, like love a meat and 3, a starch and a meat and a veg. Love. Chicken breast can literally suck my dick. Like I really hope I like chicken breast again. And I know you're thinking, you just said you eat a Chick-fil-A sandwich every day. Like, yeah, that's not the same. Okay. It's not the same. Watching Taylor in New York cut into her delicious looking chicken breast with like gravy and sauce on top, I was like, ooh, she's just going to eat that chicken. With spring just around the corner, there is no better time to reset, guys. Refresh and make movement a bigger part of your routine. And listen, she's entering her 2nd trimester and she wants to start moving some more. But that's why I love Stakt, because it's a female-founded wellness brand that believes that movement is important for a well-balanced life. Now, their equipment, like the foldable Stakt Mat, the grippy and more durable Stakt Mat Pro, and the adjustable Stakt weights, they're going to be designed for convenient, versatile, and honestly, it just makes you want to work out, right? It's just aesthetically pleasing. I love it. Whether you're embracing brighter days with a new routine or leveling up your workouts, Stakt has created tools that fit seamlessly into your life and inspire you to move. Now, the Stakt Mat is really cool. It's the first foldable fitness mat that doubles as a block to modify or enhance your workout. It's like twice as thick as a standard yoga mat, folds by section for extra support. It's a very, very supportive and comfortable, which I love. Now, the Stakt weights. They're patented adjustable hand weights that allow you to flex between like 2, 4, and 6 pounds without having multiple pairs of weights. Because who has time or space for all that, all right? These Stakt weights are like an all-in-one solution that bring functionality and a very sleek aesthetic to your routine. Like James is very serious about our at-home gym. He's like, don't be bringing any busted stuff in here. And when I brought the Stakt weights in there, he's like, okay, these can stay. They're very, very nice. Now, I love that the Stakt founders, Taylor and Millie, they developed these Stakt weights because they were sick of the options on the market, all right? They were just pandemic friends and they started working out more at home, kind of like we all had to. And after months of using traditional yoga mats during Pilates, sculpt, and HIIT routines, they realized that like yoga mats are just going to be designed with only yoga in mind. So they created the Stakt mat to support a variety of workouts. They were also on Shark Tank, which is really cool. They were featured in the Times 200 Best Inventions of 2023. Like these ladies are patented. We love to see that. I also love that it's woman owned. Of course, a woman would come up with something as genius as this. Stakt has made it even easier with their curated sets. From the Stakt starter set to the Pilates set, yoga set, and more, these bundles are going to give you everything you need to kickstart your routine and save while you're at it. So visit shopstakt.com/probably and use code probably at checkout for 20% off your purchase. That's shopstakt.com/probably and use code probably for 20% off your order. shopstakt.com/probably. Red meat, get the fuck out of my face. I love red meat. I eat so much red meat. I am so iron deficient that my hands are like, my gold rings are turning my hands green. And like, I just know I'm having to supplement iron because I'm like, I know I have to be so low on iron. James and I used to eat red meat 3 times a week. I mean, he still does 3-4 times a week. Now I'm like a steak That's disgusting. I'm having to hide protein. Every once in a while, if James eats a steak, he'll cut them into tiny, tiny little pieces. And I told Courtney, I was like, it's literally like when you try to hide medicine, like hide a pill in a slice of cheese for a dog, or you're like trying to like wrap it in a piece of ham and you're like, here, and you're trying to like hide the medicine from them. That's me with protein. James will cut his steak into tiny, tiny little pieces, and I'll get it and I'll like put mashed potatoes on top of it and like something else. Then I'll be like carbs are just all I can really eat, but I know how important. I don't even care if I get protein. It's not even me being like, I need to eat protein for the baby. I just know that I feel less nauseous if I have protein. Like, look at me today. Look at me talking, doing 2 episodes. Guess what I had? Motherfucking Chick-fil-A. Motherfucking whole number one, I had cheese. That's what I had. And so that's why I feel okay. Protein. All right. So what else? Oh, James cooking. Like if James cooks one more hamburger in our house, like I am going to divorce him, and I'm not fucking kidding. Like he has got to stop cooking inside the house. Smells. I'm a bloodhound. I'm literally a fucking bloodhound. I smell everything, and things on my own. Like earlier I looked at Courtney. I was like, God, my breath smells. She was like, I don't smell it. I was like, woof, Lord. Like everything I smell, everything at such a heightened amount. They are not fucking around with that. Like you just do. You smell everything. People ask me a lot of like, I kind of already just told you fast food is like what's getting me through right now. But I will say, I think it's really important. Now, I'm not someone that's gained a ton of weight in my first trimester, which is not a flex, I don't think. Like, I know it's very common. Like, I talk to a lot of people and my doctors, like, it is very common. Like, if you were sick in your first trimester, yeah, you're not going to be eating a ton of food. Therefore, you're not going to be putting on a lot of weight. And your baby inside of you weighs like half an ounce. So it's not like your baby's struggling. Like, your baby's literally the size of a fig. So it's like, it's okay. But, I have really been like feeling kind of gross about eating so much fast food. But then I says to myself, bitch, it's about what you can chew and swallow. So like I haven't been, if I want sushi that day, like I eat sushi because I'm like, I can chew that and swallow it. Also, it's good protein. Like I am not, I know everyone will be like, ask your doctor. And like, I know a lot of people do podcasts and do like questionnaires on Instagram and they always make sure they put it at the bottom, but like, but ask your doctor. I didn't even ask my doctor because I know she'll be like, yeah, stay away from sushi and deli meat. I'm not gonna. Like you can say that that's like triggering or privileged and blah, blah, like, I don't care. Like, honestly, like, I just know that sushi and deli meat is okay. Like, I'm getting it from trusted sources. Like, honestly, I am staying away from Boar's Head. I feel like they've had quite the scare recently. But I know, like, the reasoning for you not being able to eat that, I was cracking the fuck up. I had, like, nurses message me, be like, oh my God, thank you for saying this. Like, eat the sushi. It's fine. And then nurses being like, the way the fucking labor and delivery floor smells like a fucking fish market because all these bitches order, like, sushi to the labor and delivery because they're like, I can finally have sushi. And it's, like, all they want. She's like, the labor and delivery floor smells like fucking fish all the time because bitches are ordering mounds of sushi after they give birth. I'm like, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, ask your doctor. I'll tell you, your doctor's going to say don't eat it. So I didn't ask my doctor. I know that, like, it's okay. I'm not eating, you know, sushi from the gas station or sushi from the street. I'm just eating it where I know it's good and won't be filled with parasites. And I'm eating deli meat that I really hope doesn't have listeria. And it's okay. That's the risk I'm taking because I'm taking that risk to be able to eat and chew and swallow food. That's what's important to me right now. I also like, I'm sorry. I can't imagine I struck you guys as like, that would be like the careful, like, ooh, I'm so scared. Like, that's just not my personality. I like, before I got pregnant, I knew I wouldn't be that girl. Now it's funny. I did think I'd be like so laissez-faire about stuff. And I've definitely been like, I don't want to do that. I'm pregnant. Like there's certain things. And I'm like, woo. I don't know. Like I haven't been able to like convince myself to like have a glass of wine yet or anything like that. I'm like, ooh, not yet. No. Maybe I will further down. Maybe I'll never do that. But like I get some things being like, listen, if you don't want to risk it, don't risk it. And if you're someone that's like, I'm sorry, I'm just not risking eating sushi and deli meat, that's fine. But don't judge me for it because I'm doing it. Or you can judge me. That's fine. Okay, I got my parents the best Christmas gift ever this year. My mom still talks about it. She loves her Caraway pans. I truly believe that the first non-toxic swap that you should make in your house, I know everyone's trying to swap a bunch of stuff right now, but if you just want to take it a little bit at a time, swap your pans, you guys. Swap them to Caraway because, listen, you guys, you have no idea how much microplastics are just like all over our lives. So really make this your first choice when it comes to making a healthy change in your life. Their products are just amazing. They're going to stand against the harmful plastics that find a way into all of our meals, gross, when using traditional cookware. Now, if you didn't know, microplastics are like tiny fragments of plastic, typically 3 millimeters or smaller. That's so small. And that's going to form as synthetic materials break down. So Caraway kitchenware is crafted with sustainable, non-toxic materials like FSC certified birchwood, premium stainless steel, naturally slick ceramic, like you guys cooking eggs on these things are a dream, and more to help you create a safer, healthier home. Now, We loved switching to it just because we wanted to make healthier decisions. And I saw the pans that my parents had and that they were using. And I'm like, you know what? It's time for an upgrade aesthetically as well, because the Caraway pans are so, so beautiful. They have so many gorgeous colors. It's also really chic the way they have these like storage things that they sell with them. It's just awesome. It's going to elevate your space. You're just going to love it while also making healthier decisions. So the amount of plastic and brain samples has increased 50% since 2016. I just think that's crazy. We need to quit cooking with microplastics and toxins because a single scratch on Teflon cookware can release over 9,000 microplastic particles. You guys, that's insane. That's insane. Over a lifetime, a person's going to consume at least the equivalent of the height of the Eiffel Tower in microplastics. Like, if you can't wrap your head around that, don't worry, me either. But I'm just saying it's time to make the switch, okay? I did the math. I'm no mathematician, but there's no better time to make the healthy swap to Caraway, our favorite cookware set. It's going to save you $150 versus buying the items individually. That's what I did for my parents for Christmas, and they loved it. Plus, if you visit carawayhome.com/probably, you can take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for my listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/probably or use code probably at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. Something that Taylor thinks is hilarious is that she was like, yeah, you get big boobs like when you're closer to delivering, when your milk comes in, whatever. Obviously, that's not true for some people. Some people get big boobs like right when they get pregnant. I didn't assume that'd be me because I've always had small boobs. I've never had big boobs. I went on birth control, hormonal birth control for like, I don't know, 7-8 years of my life, age like 15 to, that was a lot of questions too. Have you ever been on birth control? I was on birth control from like age 15 to 22, took a little break, got back on it. Was on it when I met James. James was like, I really wish you wouldn't be on birth control. I'm like, okay, like that's on you. Okay. Like you be careful then. So I got off of it really early, like when I was 27. Anyways, I never got big boobs for birth control. I have never had a phase of big boobs in my life. Nothing. I know you can't see in this sweatshirt. When I tell you, bitch, I got jugs. Like, I have never seen anything like it. I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop looking at them. I mean, God forbid you touch them. Like, literally, like, they're always in pain. Then they're always in pain. They're just, like, very sensitive. When I tell you, like, I would just stare at them. I mean, James was like, wow. And Taylor was like, I had told her a couple times, like, my boobs got big, my boobs got big. She's like, oh, okay. Finally, she was like, did your boobs like get big? Because I'm always in a sweatshirt or something. She's at my house. I go, look. And I pull my top down. She goes, holy shit. And I was like, right? Because I've always been like a extremely small B cup, like extremely. And I just walk around with all these titties. And because I know my wardrobe so well, it's so crazy. Like I'm putting on clothes that I wear all the time. And I'm like, not me with these jugs. Like I low-key kind of look like a whore and everything because I wear like a lot of really low cut stuff because like I have just like a clavicle, you know, I've got some tiny boobs and a clavicle. Not anymore, bitch. Now I'm like, wow, I need a cardigan to put over these things. And I will say this was a funny moment because James, like, I think it was like maybe the 1,000th time that I was like staring at myself in the bathroom mirror and I was like, look at them. And James had probably been like, okay, I've seen them, babe. They're great. It's crazy. They're big. And he was just like, yes, baby, I see them. They're bigger. And I go, you know what? You need to give me more credit for being this like thrown off and like, whoa, like obsessed with this. I was like, just so you know, think about this. What if you woke up one day and your dick was just like 3 inches bigger? He was like, that would be fucking crazy. And I was like, yeah, you won't be able to stop looking at it. He's like, yeah, I mean, I didn't think about it like that. That would be fucking crazy. And I'm like, yeah, something that you've had your whole life that's been that size for so long, like they're just all of a sudden bigger. It's crazy. And I know everyone's gonna be like, just wait until you, I know. I can't wait. Speaking of boobs, this is going to be very TMI, but I've already said this many, many times on the podcast. I have translucent nipples. I have very light nipples. It's something I've been very self-conscious about like my whole life. It's just very ginger, I think, of me. I don't know. But I just like have always had like see-through nipples unless I literally like pinch them, tweak them, twerk them, like give myself a fucking purple nipple, which I used to do like before I took up with God. I'd be like, I need to get these things like a light pink if I can. That'd be great. I know this is going to be triggering for some people and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Like I know bitches hate their areolas when they're pregnant and I'm sure mine are going to go to Browntown, USA. I'm sure they're going to be fucking flying saucers at some point. I'm sure breastfeeding is going to be a whole different beast. But right now, guys, I have my dream areolas. Because not only did my boobs get bigger, my nipples got slightly darker and literally like it's my dream come true. Like again, for no benefit of anyone, because like God forbid you touch them, like they just are not here to play with right now. But like I'm looking at the mirror like this is what life is like to have pink nipples. Wow. You bitches are like just living your life like this. That's so crazy. So I'm honestly like extremely happy and positive about that right now. Someone asked me about my nursery. Will I do like a surprise or reveal? No. I'm just going to design the nursery with Taylor. I'm just going to force Taylor to do everything. I'm really excited about putting it together, but no, there's not going to be like a surprise or anything. This is really funny. I had originally said that I wasn't going to find out the gender until like we give birth. I was like, you can only be surprised once in your life. Like the second I found out I was pregnant, I was like, how soon can you do a gender reveal? Taylor and I did the sneak peek. I waited to announce the gender online before. A sneak peek, by the way, is like an early at-home genetic test that you can do. Not genetic. Yeah, I guess genetic test to get the gender. Either way, we did a blood test at home and it told me I was having a girl, which is what we did the surprise with Walker and all them with the girls. But then I waited to announce the gender until I got my actual blood test back from the doctor because I wanted to confirm. And it was so funny because she called me. She's like, I have the gender. Do you want to know? And I was like, well, hold on. Let me film myself with my husband because like we think we know we did a sneak peek, but what if we're wrong? So I want the reaction. And she was like, okay. She's like, you're having a girl. I was like, okay, yes. It said we were having a girl on the test too. She's like, okay. But it's just funny things you think you'll do that you're like, oh wait, I think I had originally thought like, it'd be so cute for Taylor to just surprise me with it. Like, I'm too much of a control freak. Like, no, I'm going to be designing the nursery with you and tell you exactly what I want and micromanage the fuck out of it. And it's going to be beautiful because Taylor's going to design it. But like, yeah, excited for that. Gender disappointment. Like people were asking a lot about that. Like, did you want a girl? Were you so excited? Did you want a boy? Like, I know everyone says like healthy baby, healthy baby, healthy baby. Like Claudia said this as well. And like me and her were totally talking about this when we were finding out our genders, when she was finding out hers, when I was finding out mine. I was like, yeah, I wanted a boy. Like I have always thought it'd be really cool to have like an older brother. Like, I don't know why. I just like thought like a boy being like the head of the lineage of children would be like, ooh, like not patriarchal, I guess, but like, I was just like a boy. Like I wanted a boy. Now, I am not saying this because I'm having a girl. I swear, when I found out I was having a girl, you can by the way, you can kind of see in the video, if you look at Taylor and Mike, who are literally like jumping out of their fucking seats. And I'm just like, I didn't convince myself I was having a boy, but I low-key kind of did. I was like, I'm obviously having a boy. And I think that's just because I really wanted a boy, so I'd convinced myself it was a boy. You can kind of see me. I'm not disappointed. I'm just kind of like, no way, no way. And I'm not just saying this because I'm having a girl now. Now that I know I'm having a girl, I don't want a boy. I want 7 girls. Like, I'm like, ew, a boy, yucky. And now I just want 6 daughters. Like I'm okay. I don't want a boy. Like, it's so crazy how that shifted in my mind. I was like, I hope I have 2 boys and then 2 girls, or 1 boy and then a girl. Like, now I'm like, boys, no thanks. Like, yes, of course, if I have a boy, I'll love it to death. But like, it is so funny how quickly that shifted. I'm like, oh, well, now that I'm not having a boy, I don't want any of them. So I'm extremely happy. You know what I think really helped? James was like over the moon. I don't know what I thought he was going to be like, because we both talked about how it'd be like cool to have a boy and like whatever. Like James was like, oh, I could teach you how to play rugby, blah, blah, blah. Like, he really got me like so excited for a girl, because when he found out it was a girl, he immediately was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna be a girl dad. Like it's gonna be so wonderful to raise a girl, blah, blah. And like, he was so excited and so jazzed. Like I'm sorry, like, hello, my ovaries are just currently creating life and hormonal. And I was like, that is so sweet. So that really got me excited for a girl. But like, I can't lie to you guys, like I did want a boy. Now, everyone should love their hair. I know it can be hard if you're dealing with shedding or thinning. Luckily, Nutrafol is here to help. Now, I've told you guys I am on my hair journey. I'll never stop singing that line to you because like I just love it. And I'm trying so hard to not give myself the full chop. Like I want to chop my hair back into a bob again, but there's just something about how healthy my hair is right now because I've been using Nutrafol that makes me be like, no, I want to grow it down to my booty. So their whole body approach to hair health works from the inside out. So you can really start loving your hair again. My favorite thing is that Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. So you're going to see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. Now, everyone's root causes of hair thinning are different. So like a one-size-fits-all approach to your hair growth, it's just not going to cut it, okay? Now, that's why Nutrafol has multiple formulas that are tailored to give your hair what it needs to grow throughout different stages, right? I love giving this as a gift to my mamas after they give birth. Like they have different formulas like postpartum and menopause, as well as for different lifestyles such as plant-based diets. So while many supplements kind of just rely solely on ingredient studies, Nutrafol clinically tests final formulations to ensure their efficiency. So in a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after taking Nutrafol women hair growth supplement for 6 months. You do need to stay consistent with it, but if you stay consistent with taking this Nutrafol product, I promise you the supplement is going to support visibly thicker, stronger hair from within by getting and targeting those root causes of thinning like stress, hormones, aging, nutrition, lifestyle, and of course metabolism, as they all evolve throughout a woman's life. We have so many things to worry about, and Nutrafol really addresses all of them, which is great. So building a hair growth routine is simple. Purchase online, no subscription required, automated deliveries and free shipping keep you on track. Plus, with Nutrafol subscription, you can save up to 20%. You'll have access to free neuropathic doctor consults. Listen to how amazing that sounds. And a Headspace meditation membership is also included, which is incredible. So start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering my listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the code PROBABLY. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code PROBABLY. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code PROBABLY. What am I most excited about? Honestly, that it's just like my time. You know what I mean? Like, I have loved other people's babies for so long. And I know Claudia's kind of spoken on this too. She like, she'll kill me because I listened to her Jay Shetty interview and I heard her say this, but it's like, this baby will be mine. This baby will love me. I will be this, like, I actually cry. Like every day this baby will wake up and like, I'll be its mom. You know what I mean? Like my goddaughters love me, but like, of course there are days where they're like, mom, and like run to Taylor, right? Like, when this child is scared or nervous, like it's going to run to me. It's going to hold onto my leg. It's going to like hold me. Like it's going to smell me and feel safe. Like I could just die, like knowing that I met James and like, he's just everything to me and that like we get to do this together. Like I just can't believe I like get to have a baby that's like, she'll be my daughter. Like I'm going to have a daughter. Like that hits me. And I'm just like, I cannot even believe it. I can't shake how just like amazing that feels. I can't even believe it. Like I just can't. So just really excited that like I know like timelines and everyone being like, oh, and like just know like I'm having a baby at 31, which is not old, of course, but it's just one of those times where like I was ready to have a baby at 27 and I didn't, and now I'm 31 and I'm just so grateful and thankful that it's my time. Most unexpected thing about pregnancy, I am happy to tell you guys that constipation, they are not fucking around with that. Some people have it, some people don't. I was not eating anything different. It was way before I was nauseous. Okay. Actually, when I started getting nauseous, the constipation had finally alleviated a little bit. Like I was fighting for my life. I was using a squatty potty like you'd never seen someone use a squatty potty before. I was all fours on the fucking toilet as high up as you could go. I was holding my arms up so much, bracing so much that one day after trying for, I don't know, like hours at a time, probably to poop, to get literally like one nugget out, I woke up the next day and I told James, I go, oh my God, because I have worked out now in my life and I understand like muscle groups and like DOMs and like, you know, soreness after workouts. I told James, I was like, oh my God. He's like, what? Because I hadn't worked out at that point like a week. I was like, my traps, my back, my shoulders, my literal center back. I was like, what's this muscle group? What's this way? He was like naming them all. I was like, they feel like I just fucking completed an Ironman. Like, he's like, from what? I was like, trying to poop. He's like, what? It was so bad. Like I called the doctor, like I was taking Miralax. I was doing everything you could. Like shit got dark for a while. Okay. Like there was a point where I almost had to like reach in there and try to get one out. Like I know like my podcast always somehow like gets back to poop. And so I am going to spare you guys. Also, I have a really funny joke about it in my set. So come to a show. But yeah, it was so bad. And I just was like, when does it go away? And Taylor's like, it's just your body producing so much progesterone. Like it just constipates you. Like I was drinking so much water. You can't even imagine that. I was drinking gallons of water a day. I was taking stool softeners. Nothing helped. It was crazy. I just could not believe that happens when you're like 5 weeks pregnant, 6 weeks pregnant, 7 weeks pregnant. Like your baby's literally the size of like a fingernail. Like how is this tiny little thing constipating me so much? It was nuts. And of course, just like I talked about, the lack of energy was crazy. A lot of people wondering if we have a name yet. We have like a few that we're going back and forth on, and like one that I really like, but honestly, like I just gotta wait. You know what I mean? Like I want to shout it from the rooftops. Like I want to eat it, but like I just feel like we gotta wait. Like I don't want to change my mind at the hospital. People do say that. People say like you could change your mind when you see the baby, and God knows my mom did. I think you guys know this story. My name, it was on my birth certificate as Diana Bailey DeBose Ford. That's on my birth certificate. She held me in her arms for 2 days, looked at my father and said, she's so little, we can't give her those big 4 names, and then change it to Shannon Noel Ford. Like, what a shift. Okay. So I know that kind of stuff can happen. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to like, we'll just wait. So sorry. I mean, you guys know I will tell everyone everything, whatever, but that's just one thing that I'm like, we should wait. Most people do. Okay. I don't think it's that crazy too. So we're going to wait. It's such a hard decision. Have I drank any wine? I've already said no, but like I am officially at a point where every once in a while I'll see someone with a glass of like crisp white wine and I'll be like, that looks delicious. And I'm shocked by that because I kind of just thought I'd be so like aversion to that for a very long time. I mean, if you put tequila in front of my face, I would literally like punch you. Like, I don't want any liquor, don't want any mixed drinks. A spicy margarita, no, thanks. And I used to love that. Espresso martini, but like, I will every once in a while see a crisp glass of white go by and be like, that would be nice. What's the craziest thing you've Googled since you've been pregnant? Can pushing very hard for a bowel movement cause miscarriage? I was pushing so hard. I was like, can I literally lose my baby from this? I'm pushing that hard to try to get shit out. Like, you guys know my history with hemorrhoids. Like, things are not good. Things are not good. Okay. Dual citizenship for the baby immediately. Yes, we are going to do that. So because her father is British, because he's British, and because I am American, he holds a British passport, I hold an American passport, our baby will immediately be eligible for dual citizenship. Like, doesn't have to do anything. We'll just apply for it and we'll get it. Now, it's much harder for me to get dual citizenship, which is funny because I was so dumb. I remember calling our lawyers after James got his green card being like, okay, let's go ahead and start mine for the UK so I can, go ahead and have dual citizenship. And she was like, oh, okay. Do you guys have plans to live in the UK? And I'm like, no. She's like, right. You have to live in the UK to get that, like how James had to live in the US to get his green card. I was like, wow, didn't think about that. She was like, but when you guys have kids, it can be a dual citizenship. So excited about that. Excited about the traditions that like our child will grow up with, like grandma and grandpa and aunt and uncle in London, like just going to London all the time to meet all of James' best friends and its aunts and uncles and grandparents. Like, what a cool life. Like, my kid's gonna be so cool. They're gonna be like, oh, does your kid watch Peppa the Pig all the time? I'll be like, no, they got a grandma and grandpa in London. It's just really cool. James was like, is she gonna call you mum or mummy? Or sorry, mum or mom or mom? He always says mom. I'm like, babe, she's going to call me mommy. She's not going to call me mummy. Like that, like, I'm sorry. Like, again, I can't, if she called me mummy, I would feel fake as fuck. Like, I'm not British. And he was like, okay, fair. Okay, this is a giant PSA for anyone who rents. Now, your girl used to rent. I honestly rented for 10 years when I moved out, okay? And I got a lot of flack for it. People are always like, you're flushing your money down the toilet. What are you doing? And like, do not let people rent shame you, because sometimes that's all you can do. It makes sense to rent. That's the phase of your life you're in. And even after I started making money, I was like, renting is what makes sense for me. But it did always bother me that people were like, yeah, but you're just paying that rent and it's going nowhere. But you hadn't heard of Built yet, had you? Because you're about to thank me. And I wish I used Built back when I was renting. So I'm going to tell you guys, do this because it's amazing. Earning points on rent is now a reality when you pay your rent through Built. So you don't even have to check with your landlord to start earning points that you can use towards flights, hotel stays, fitness classes, and even your next rent payment. So let me break it down for you, which I just said this for my little brother because he just moved out. He got an apartment. I'm like, you need to use Built. So if you are a renter, I would start taking advantage of this immediately. There's no cost to join Built. And as a member, you'll earn valuable points on rent on your everyday spending. Literally money you are already going to spend, okay? Built points can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, and even ones you haven't heard of. So there are over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties all around the world that you can redeem your Built points towards. Now, points can also be redeemed towards a future rent payment. That is the coolest part to me, and unique experiences that only Built members can access. So if you're not earning points on rent, my next question is, what are you doing? What are you doing? Start earning points on rent that you're already paying by going to joinbuilt.com/probably. That's joinbilt.com/probably. Make sure to use my URL so that they know that I sent you, jointbuilt.com/probably, to start earning points on your rent payments today. Oh, this is so interesting that I would have never ever thought. I would have probably just kept thinking I was getting a sinus infection or something had Claudia not talked about this. She posted like, why is the pregnant community not talking about boogers? Like, why are we not talking about boogers? I have so many boogers. I'm going to tell you guys something. She is so correct on that. Like, the boogers are out of control. Like, I just always have boogers. Like, I'm always just having to go to the bathroom, blow my nose, use a tissue, pick a booger, wash my hands. Like, it's crazy. And if she hadn't said that, I might have just thought like, oh, it's the winter. I'm have my sinuses or something. I don't think I would have correlated the two, but when she said that, I was like, I'm not even just trying to be like, me too, but like, holy shit, me too with the boogers. And she's like, it's fucking crazy. Why is that? Does anyone have an explanation for that? It's just nuts for me. People asking if I have felt the baby kick, or not kick, but like felt the baby inside of me and all. No, I have not. I'm very excited for that day. And if people say it feels like little gas bubbles or something, I have not felt her yet. And I'm very excited to. What do you think your baby's going to look like? Now, of course, I have thought about this many times my whole life. Like, you literally think of who you're going to marry, and then you think like, what will our kids look like? So even when I like first was dating James, I was like, literally, what will our kids look like? Like, my brain always went right there. And, you know, I'm woman enough to say that I'm shallow as fuck, and I do hope it is tan like James. Like, that would be a blessing. Now, of course, if she has beautiful pale skin like her mom, you know, her mom's gonna be able to be there for her. And that is something I will credit my mom with till the day I die. You really, if you have a pale child and you are not pale, like, you need to like get her around someone that's pale that can like help her feel confident. Because my mom, she just understood what I was going through. Like, when all my girlfriends were laying out and getting tan, when all my girlfriends were putting, you know, Tropicana sun on, and my mom was like, go get that factor 50. Like my mom just understood that I was like so devastated that I was freckly and pale growing up, when all my girlfriends were just like tan as fuck when we would go to the beach and I would just not be tan. My mom one time drove me, I always think about this and I get like really emotional when I think about this. There was this spray tan booth called a Mystic Tan. I lived in a very, very small town in like Gilbert, South Carolina. All we had was tanning beds. I don't even think we like, you didn't really even have people spray tanning unless it was like for like a pageant or a prom or something. Like, it just wasn't like, suntan cities weren't popped up all over. And if they were, it was for tanning beds, not for spray tans. And if it was a spray tan, it was a shitty ass spray tan. And I found out this tanning booth called Mystic Tan. And I remember my mom drove me an hour and 20 minutes away to this town that had a Mystic Tan booth so that I could get a Mystic Tan before this like end of the year party when I was in middle school. Like, that is a mother's love. You know, that is a mother who is pale, who's like, I know how much this means to you. Like, my mom, we'd be like, can you take us to the movie? She'd be like, it's 15 minutes away. No. Or she'd be like, yeah. Kayla's mom, if she takes her, I'll pick you up. Like, my mom didn't drive me places. They were like, no, sorry. For my mom to drive me an hour and 20 minutes, that is a pale mother who had a pale daughter and understood. Okay. So all of that to say, if I have a daughter who's pale, I'll be able to handle it very well and I'll be there for her. But like, yeah, I sure would like if she was tan. That'd be nice. Just so you don't have to deal with all the sunburns, all the woes of a middle school girl. Want to be tan at the beach. I do have this like vision of everyone's like red hair, especially because I'm having a girl. They're like, does she have red hair? Of course, like if my daughter had red hair, like that would just be the cutest, sweetest thing ever. But I have this like vision of my daughter looking like my older sister. Like, you guys, I actually cannot even talk about how cute my sister was as a child. Like, Emery was, my mom dead ass says this. Mom was like, we were always worried when we were with Emery. Like, we didn't like being at Disney World with her. Like, we didn't like being at the grocery store with her. Like, people would stop and come up to her and be like, your daughter is so beautiful. Like, my mom was like, it was weird. People would look at her weird. Like, it freaked us out. I'm like, oh, what is it? And then I came along, and then what happened? Mom was like, we were never worried with you. Like, she just straight up said, like, my mom would never, ever call me ugly. She would always be like, you're the cutest. If I called her right now, she'd be like, no, I never said you were not a cute kid. You were such a cute kid. But my mom, she cannot deny this. My mom was like, we were never really worried about you like that. Like, like it was different. It was just different. My mom said I had no hair till I was 2. She was like, we had like basically like fucking super glue bows to your head to remind people you were a girl. She's like, all you wore was pink growing up because it was a long time till people knew you were a girl. You just didn't have hair. So like, I don't know. It's just so funny. Like, I just picture my daughter, especially because James and I both have blue eyes. So there's like I think 99% chance our daughter will have blue eyes. Isn't that Puttin Squares? I'm pretty sure blue eyes make blue eyes. Anyways, I just picture this little girl like, having like, James has curly hair. I have curly-ish hair. And I don't know. I just picture this little girl because my sister's got dark ringlet curls with blue eyes. And to be fair, my sister's not super tan. So like, you know, I could have a baby that ends up looking like her and I would be ecstatic. Like, that is just like, I don't know. I just picture that. That's what I picture. I don't picture my daughter having red hair. But then again, if she does, like, obsessed, so cute. And James does have an aunt in his family who has red hair. So it's not like only on my side. Like it's on his side too. I know I'll have a redhead in my like life at some point. I just don't know if it's the first. Anyways, that's what I picture. Did you guys know that you can find out now? One of Taylor's friends was like, yeah, they have a test for that, like a gender test. Like you can find out if what color hair your baby has and what color eyes your baby's going to have. They can like do genetic testing. Like it's not like, and I was like, no way, thinking like someone somewhere in some state's done it and it cost $1 million. And so I was like, when did that come out? She was like, no, it's been a thing. She was like, Taylor's friend was like, my friend and another one of my friends did it. And then another girl at the party was like, I did it. And I was like, I will say, I think something about that that is the only thing. And I did say to James, like, did you know you could do this? He's like, we are not doing that. And I was like, yeah, there are some things that I think are really cool to like wait to see, you know? Also, it might help me during like labor. I feel like that they always do that. Nurses are like, I see some hair. And the moms are always like, what color is it? And they're like, I don't know. Keep pushing, mama. So like, yeah, maybe it'll help me. Like wondering what she'll look like will like help me during the process. Okay, I know it's already March, but that's probably 3 months into the year. So if you are ready to optimize your nutrition, Factor is going to get you set up right. Factor has amazing chef-made gourmet meals. And my favorite part about it is they make it so easy. They make it so convenient. They are dietitian approved. And my favorite part, they're ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes. So you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you, because sometimes it's a lot. All right. Now, favorite thing about Factor is it arrives fresh and fully prepared. Okay. Do you guys hear that? Like you literally just open it up and heat it up. Sometimes I put it on my own plate to really make me feel like I cooked it myself, but it is fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. You can lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor keto meals. Like that's just amazing. Based on a randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto, results will vary, of course, depending on your diet and exercise, but with 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, like you are not going to get bored. If you have a picky eater at home, husband, kids, whatever, I promise you, there are so many things to choose from. It's going to be really easy to pick meals tailored to your goals, which we love. So you can choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto. I'm always getting the Protein Plus in this household, okay? You can never have enough protein, according to James. So Factor will help you feel your best all day long with some wholesome smoothies. I love a smoothie. In my first trimester, really, smoothies were like giving me life, okay? I really, really love their smoothies. And they've got breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and so many more add-ons that are just amazing. Reach your goals this year with ingredients that you can trust. I love that. Their ingredients are truly, truly so great. And convenience that honestly cannot be beat. Like I said, you heat this thing up in 2 minutes and you are ready to go. So eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code FACTORPODCAST at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. People were asking about breastfeeding. Yeah, I'm just going to give it my all. You know, I do plan to breastfeed and I hope that journey for me is great. I know it can be very difficult. It can be very rewarding. It can be very easy. It can be very hard. It can be natural. It can be like, oh my God, that'll never work for me. So like, I definitely believe fed baby's best baby, but like, yeah, I do plan to like try to do that. Hopefully it works for me. That'd be great. And yeah, I think everyone hopes for that. Unless you just decide beforehand, like I'm not going to breastfeed, then it doesn't matter. But God, I'm really like, my mom really doesn't listen to this podcast, and it's a good thing because she'd be like, stop telling people shit about me. But my mom had a breast reduction. LOL. Like every woman in my family has huge boobs. I'm like, what? Hello? Thanks, Dad. But now I'm in the club with them. But my mom had a breast reduction when she was 21 or 22, and it was back before the procedure was done so long ago. It was back before they could properly like keep intact your ducts and your tubes. So like my mom, because she got a breast reduction, was told like, you won't be able to breastfeed. And she was like, okay. So me, my sister, and my brother, we were all formula fed from like day one. Like she never was able to breastfeed because milk didn't come through her ducts because she had the breast reduction in the, I guess, 80s or something. I don't know. Anyways, we're all perfectly fucking fine. We're healthy as fuck. We're cute as shit. Like, fed baby is the best baby. So hopefully it works for me, just because like I think I would like to experience that like moment with my daughter. I'm like, nobody can feed you but me. But like, obviously if we have to do formula, we have to do formula. And then last but not least, everyone's like, when are you going on break? What are you going to do for your maternity leave? And that's a good question. Don't worry, podcast listeners, you will be fed. Okay. You will be fed. You will not go hungry. We are going to try to like, I basically told Courtney, like, I don't, and none of this is in stone, but basically I told Courtney, like, I really don't want to even have to like promote an episode that first month. So like, I think the break should be the month of September, right? Like, I don't even if it was pre-recorded episodes, I don't even want to have to be on my phone being like, check out this hilarious episode, la la la. Like, I just don't think I'm gonna want to do that. So I feel like it feels right to say like that whole month I'll be off. I do definitely just like want to take a break right after I give birth. So like, just picture or just know or just be prepared for like, once I'm like, I just gave birth, like I'm probably going to take 4 weeks off, just because I don't even really want to be promoting episodes in that newborn bubble. Like, I don't want to have to be like, let me take a break for a second so I can be like, check out this funny episode with da-da-da. Like, even if they're pre-recorded, I just don't feel like I'll want to kind of even have to worry about it and promote it and do the clips and do the whatever. So whenever I give birth, just know like probably going to be 4 weeks off after that. And then hopefully the 4 weeks after that, I can pre-batch some stuff. Realistically, I'd love to take 2 months off. but I don't want to take 2 months off from the podcast. So I think that second month after I give birth, it'll be pre-recorded podcast, aka I'll still be like pregnant in them. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm aiming for. You know, I hope that's the case. Luckily, I am signed to a gorgeous network full of women who understand women. So I hope I come back, and I'm excited to come back, and I won't be gone for too long. Don't you worry. But I do want to take care of me and like soak in the newborn bubble. So that's basically all for me, guys. Thanks for hanging out for episode 1 and 2 of my pregnancy podcast. If you have any more questions, I can't imagine you do. I literally couldn't have been more forthcoming about everything. But obviously, you know, I'm in my second trimester. Things are going to keep on keeping on. I finally stopped peeing in the middle of the night. That is crazy to me. I definitely thought you only pee in the middle of the night when you have like a big old belly and that baby's laying on your bladder. You actually pee very frequently in the first trimester because your baby's like behind your pelvis, on your pelvis, behind your wherever, lower in your body, and you pee very frequently. I've actually stopped doing that. Now that I'm in my second trimester, I have stopped peeing so frequently, but they say it picks back up when you get a big belly, of course. And there was one more thing I wanted to say. Peeing. That's all I got. Pregnancy brain, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, I literally can't think of anything else. I gotta go. I remember what I was gonna say. I have coccydynia. What the fuck? That's crazy. I can't believe it. The way Claudia has coccydynia and talks about it all the time, I thought it was some like weird, not weird. I'm not calling people that have scoliosis weird, but I know that's rare. I thought it was like something like that. Like, oh my God, I can't believe Claudia got this crazy weird thing. I didn't know you could get it from pregnancy, and I got it. I literally have coccydynia. It's like tailbone pain. Oh, I'll leave you with this, motherfuckers. Stop messaging people. Just wait until I'm like, I have coccydynia, my tailbone hurts. Do you know what someone messaged me today? Just wait. Not wishing this for you, but my tailbone shattered during childbirth. Okay, Jessica. Thanks, Jessica. Okay, I don't need to know that. Just wait. Me, I'm like, I'm so tired. Just wait. I fucking will. I'll wait. No, seriously. I'll wait. My vagina hurt. Just wait till you have crotch lightning. I'll wait. And stop fucking saying that to people, okay? Stop scaring us. Stop with your fear mongering. Yeah, that really is it. My fucking tailbone hurts like a motherfucker. Everyone telling me, just wait. I will. Love you guys. Bye.